went skydiving, I went Rocky Mountain climbing, I went 2.7 seconds on a bull named Fu Manchu, and I spoke sweeter, and I loved deeper, and I gave forgiveness I've been denying. And he said, someday I hope you get the chance to live like you were dying. Been listening to a lot of country music lately, but like old country. Not like super old country, but like mid-2000s country that I probably heard on a road trip when I was like 9. You feel me? We're watching a movie. Hello, 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 hello. There's all of you. Is the chat not working again? I hate having to set this up every friggin' time. What? It's not working. Oh, I got ganked, bro. What does this warning symbol mean? I don't know what this means. Hold on. It's a 500 error. What the Bro, I set this up specifically for this. How could you do this to me? I had so many plans. I had so much to live for. Chat will clog the screen. No, the movie's in 4:3. I can just have the chat to the right. There it is. Okay, I think I got it working. Is it good? Yes! And the font is just the right size. Perfect. I want it to be readable. There we go. Gotcha. It goes all the way up the screen, so like just in case it's moving too fast. This is good. I know it seems a bit crowded, but I know what I'm doing. Anyway, the movie film that we are watching is called The Most Dangerous Game. It's from 1932. It is in the public domain, and I'm hoping that I can play it on this live stream without getting flagged for copyright claims on YouTube, because it shouldn't be copyright claim because it's in the public domain, like everywhere. It's almost 100 years old. Almost. 12 years off. Also, I put subtitles on just so like y'all know what they're saying. Do tell me if I need to like bump up the volume on me or the movie. We're all gonna watch this film together. Okay. How long is this film? Good question. It is 1 hour and 2 minutes. So it's not gonna be that long. Yes, now is the appropriate time. You guys can actually get your popcorn out. I will allow this. I'll allow it. Anyway, let me see here if I can just get this thing running. Alright, it's running from YouTube. Shout out to, I'm gonna have to scroll down to, see it, Movie Hub. Shout out to Movie Hub for posting this, 720p Blu-ray. It's very nice. Big fan, big fan. I was thinking of like playing like a classic like Dracula or Frankenstein, because those are listed as being in the public domain on like a public domain website, but no, they're rented on YouTube. So I'm guessing they're copyrighted here, so I don't know. Nothing makes any sense. Do I have popcorn? Oh no. No, I don't eat popcorn. I don't like popcorn. Anyway, are we good? Is everybody in their seats? Everybody get their snacks? I'll start up the projector. Just pretend you're hearing a projector sound effect. Everyone in the chat is blessed. Okay, great. Let's see if this works. It's a little bit loud on my end. Oh, perfect. The chat's working and everything. For some reason, everybody's names are the same color, though. I don't know what's up with that. Can I fix that? I don't know how to fix that. Sorry guys, all your names are gonna be the same color for now. The most dangerous game. Why does it look so creepy? Because it's from the 30s. Everything in the 30s was creepy. Yeah, that is a pretty unique door knocker. Oh, the players. Fay Ray. I don't really recognize any of these names. But get it? They're not actors, they're players in the most dangerous game. Oh, it's so fucking scary. Y'all need to stop asking if I'm sick. You do realize that this is just like the deep, slow voice that I put on for the live streams, right? I'm an actor. I could talk in my usual, like, upbeat live stream ass voice, but nobody wants to hear that. It's annoying.
Channels here on the chart, all right. And so are the marking lights.
Really?
What's wrong with them?
I've never seen this movie before.
Just the right place. They're both a bit out of position according to this.
Two light buoys mean a safe channel between the world over.
Safe between the world over doesn't go in these waters.
What?
Here. You'll see the water shoals on the island side, while the deep soundings run to the mainland.
I guess it wasn't that important.
Have any of you seen the captain today?
No, he
Are
wasn't.
they still on the ship?
No, and he wasn't.
Oh,
down
it's
for
rocking
lunch.
back and forth. Look at this
He hasn't left the
filmmaking.
bridge since you decided to come through the channel.
What are you driving at?
Ever since you gave him those orders yesterday to cut through these waters, he's had the jitters.
He's at the
There's
jitters.
something wrong. I'm getting nerves myself.
Doc, what do you recommend for nerves?
Give him a shot of scotch.
Good.
Give him the whole bottle. No, I've got nerves too.
Oh
Here you are,
man.
Doc.
Just pre-1950s, just fucking day drinking
Well,
all the time.
Maybe you're right.
Good evening, Captain.
Good evening.
Where's Fishy? I mean, he's probably asleep. I mean, it's like 8 a.m. where he is.
Go ahead. We're heading straight for the channel between Brank Island and the mainland.
Yeah?
Good.
Good.
The lights are just a bit off, according to the chart.
The charts are never up to date in this part of the Pacific. You know that.
I know, sir, but doesn't Brank Island mean anything to you?
It sounds spooky.
Well, perhaps if I could talk with Mr. Rainsford.
But Bob's not a
I love the
sailor, he's a
mid-Atlantic
lawyer.
accent,
He's made many
yeah.
of these trips. He's young, but he has judgment. I'll call him. Oh, Bob. Bob. Come up here, will you?
Oh my god.
What's bothering you,
When he
Captain?
said I call him, I thought he
There
was
are
gonna
no
get a
more coral
phone.
reef, shark-infested waters in the whole world than these.
Oh man, get you
Let's take a
some
look at
sharks.
You didn't turn out so hot as a hunter, Doc, but oh, what a photographer.
Oh my
Say,
god,
if you'd
that
had me take
accent.
pictures on the Sumatran trip, you might have believed my book.
If you'd had me on the Sumatran trip, you'd never had me on this one.
Say, here's the swell one of the ship, Skipper. What's the matter?
These old sea dogs tell yarns to kid each other and end up believing it all themselves.
Well, I think
Is that guy
Mr.
playing
Rainsford knows
solitaire?
The channel lights aren't just in the position given on the chart.
Oh. Wow, what do you think, fellas?
Loving the
I
double
think we should
buttons
turn
on that
back and
guy.
take the outside course.
Oh,
Turn
no.
back now.
Motto is
No, no, no.
Excelsior. We'll go ahead.
Very well, sir. It's your ship.
Oh, this is this guy's ship? Holy, oh my god, this guy's gotta be rich as hell.
Hesperus, and she sailed the wintry
It's
sea.
made right after the
Now,
end
wait
of
a minute, fellas.
Prohibition.
Let's talk this over.
I mean,
There's no
I
use
don't
taking
think
any
Prohibition
chances.
laws,
That's
like,
fine
count
talk
when you're in the
coming
middle
from
of the
fellows just
ocean.
slapping tigers in the face. Here, get an eyeful of this.
How do you think they were
Talking about
smuggling
taking
stuff from
chances.
Canada?
Here's the Doc charging the enemy with an unloaded camera. Get the expression on Doc's face, Bill.
He looks more frightened than the tiger.
He is.
Just what you have on your mind, Doc.
I'll tell you what I had on my mind. I was thinking of the inconsistency of civilization. The beast of the jungle, killing just for his existence, is called savage. The man, killing just for sport, is called
And imagine
civilized.
movies today like
It's a
being
bit
this
contradictory,
slow.
isn't it?
Now, just a minute.
And this is
What
only
makes you think
60
it is
minutes
just as much
long. They
sport
just
for
spend a
the
lot of
animal
time
as
in
it is
this
for the man?
room.
Now, take that fellow right there, for instance. There never was a time when he couldn't have gotten away. But he didn't want to. He got interested in hunting me. He didn't hate me for stalking him, any more than I hated him for trying to charge me. As a matter of fact, we admired each other.
Perhaps. But would you change places with the
I'm sure
tiger?
there's some sort of symbolism in this conversation, but I'm not getting any of it.
Here comes that bad luck lady again.
What is he playing? Okay, that's not solitaire.
let me
Is
shuffle.
it?
Yeah, wait a minute. Don't evade the issue.
Yes, come speak up.
Yeah, I asked you a question.
Yes.
You did? Oh, I forgot.
No, you didn't. I asked you if there'd be as much sport in the game if you were the tiger instead of the hunter.
Got you now, Bob. Well, that's something I'll never have to decide. Listen here, you fellas. This world's divided into two kinds of people.
This foreshadows the following rest of the movie. Alright, well, I've never seen it before.
Nothing can ever change that.
Oh, shit. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, God, no. Oh, the whiskey, all the scotch, no.
Hello down there. Hello, engine room. The dynamo's flooded.
Water ever hits those
Oh, God. Oh, God, Titanic moments. Most dangerous game, fucked up and evil moments. No. Holy shit. Oh my god. What happened? Where was that guy? There they go. There's a bunch of dudes falling in the water for no reason. How was he screaming underwater? The whole thing seems very thrilling to them for whatever reason. This didn't happen in the book, okay. They had to punch up the action for the movie.
Where are the others? See anybody?
They're fucking dead, bro.
Nobody left but us two and that fella.
Who's that guy? Oh shit. Look at that sick shark stock footage. And he's gone. Oh yeah, that shark totally ate that guy just now. Shut up. Oh my god. Oh, okay, he just made it. I guess he was pretty close to the shore. Man, these sick-ass 30s effects. I remember hearing from, like, James Rolfe that it was really common in 30s movies for, like, stock footage to just be written into the script. Oh, fuck, he's dead. No, he's just exhausted. Take a nap. And he's awake, and his shirt is totally clean. Looking good, dude. Looking good. Oh shit, his shirt's open. That's gonna bump up the rating. Oh wait, I don't think they had ratings back then. Sponsored by some freaking detergent, probably. Well, you know, back in the 30s, like, I think the movies were like, in front of them they had shorts, like animated shorts or newsreels and things, so seeing an hour-long movie at the end of all that was probably a bargain. Many simps you have. You guys can see my subscriber count, can't you? Oh man, he rolled up his sleeves. Get the MPAA on this. Looking fly, dude. Wait, is one of his sleeves ripped? Inappropriate. Am I gonna turn them... Oh, can you guys not hear me? Sad. Do you guys want me to turn the movie down a little bit? Oh, there's the door knocker again. Just let me know which is too loud. You get a shout out before you go to sleep, I guess. I'm just gonna call you Shine, though. I don't know how to pronounce your first name. I just think the audio is fine, okay. Must resemble a piece Claire de Lune. Oh, the only thing I think of when I hear the Claire de Lune is Danganronpa, because that was like referenced in that game. Sorry.
Anybody around, I say?
He's right there, bro. Fucking look behind you.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Your house?
Hello, sir. I am Creepy McCreepison. I will stare at you menacingly.
I got ashore and found your place here by accident.
I have nothing to say.
I'm not trying to intrude, but I'm in sort of a jam. Don't you understand any English?
Ivan does not speak any language. He has the misfortune to be dumb.
Rude.
Hello. Are you the owner here?
Yes. Welcome to my poor fortress.
I'm definitely not evil.
It once was, built by the Portuguese centuries ago. I have had the ruins restored to make my home here.
I have a foreign accent. That means I am bad.
My name's Robert Rainsford. Glad to meet you. Very glad.
Oh, yeah. Ivan is a Cossack. I'm afraid, like all my fellow countrymen, he is a bit of a savage.
Is Cossack a real thing? Is this like genuine 30s racism?
Ulidnis!
Oh my god.
I was trying to make him understand there'd been a shipwreck in the channel.
Oh fuck.
Sure.
Yeah, that was racism. Jesus Christ.
And you mean to say that
Oh
you
my
were the
fucking
only
God.
survivor?
Yes.
The 30s, everyone.
You're certain?
You're certain?
Well, I'd never left the spot if I hadn't been. The swellest crowd on earth. My best friends. It's incredible.
Yeah, such things are always incredible. Death is for others, not for ourselves. That is how most of my other guests have felt.
Ooh,
Other
foreshadowing.
guests? You mean this has happened before?
My dear fellow, we have several survivors from the last wreck still in the house. It would seem that this island were cursed.
Just what the captain said. Only he thought it was uninhabited.
We Cossacks find our inspiration in solitude.
Well, it's a break for me anyway.
My house is yours, sir. Oh, by the way, you want to change those wet rags immediately.
Yes. They look about the way I feel.
Yes, I have some loose hunting clothes which I keep for my guests that you can possibly get into. Od vidi Ivo v krajnju komnatu. Ivan will show you to your room.
Thank you.
You will find a stiff drink there also.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Rashu, all pleasure is mine.
Even the Russians are drinking during the day. Well, actually, that's not that surprising. This is the 1930s. Do you like my spooky painting? I don't know what's going on either. We just know that guy's evil because he's looking at him and he's got a foreign accent. I am definitely not suspicious.
Come in.
Ready, Rainsford?
All set.
Yes. Oh, somebody just subscribed. Thanks, dude.
I'm afraid we have finished dinner, but I have ordered something for you.
Thanks. I don't feel like eating.
Oh, dear.
Sorry if the screen keeps going dark. It's got a
Now,
thing.
what do you say to coffee and most charming company? It is hard to forget your comrade's fate, I know, but our feminine guest is easily perturbed.
Oh my
Could
god.
make put a good
Is
face
that
on
genuine 30s sexism?
her. Assume a cheerfulness you may not feel.
Why, sure, of course.
Thank you.
Thank you. Wait, what? Who did that? Oh, thanks for subscribing.
Miss Trowbridge,
I
may
believe it only
present
works
Mr.
if your
Robert
subscriptions are
Rainsford,
public, but
Mrs.
you know,
Trowbridge,
fun for everyone.
How do you do?
and her brother, Mr.
How do you
Martin
do?
Trowbridge.
How are you, old chap? Pretty well shaken up, I guess, huh?
Coming out of it now, thanks.
We know just how it feels. Don't we?
Indeed, we
What is up with that guy's accent?
Perhaps Mr. Rainsford would like some hot coffee.
Oh, yes, of course. Mr. Rainsford, please sit here.
Oh, thank you.
Digust 2 coffee vodka.
Vodka, that's the stuff. One shot'll dry you out quicker than all the coffee in Java. Have to toss it off,
What
though.
is up with
Like
this guy's, like,
Your
entire
hot
accent and being?
Don't be ridiculous, sis. We are victims of circumstance. Same as Mr. Rainsford.
I don't even know how to make fun of this guy. I can't imitate that voice.
Isn't that so, Count?
Of course, yes.
You were in a shipwreck too, I understand.
Yes, our lifeboat was the only one saved. My brother and I and 2 sailors. The Count found us on the beach with nothing but the clothes on our backs.
Those channel lights must have been shifted. I wonder it hasn't been reported.
Well, we'll report him. Just as soon as we get back to the mainland.
You see,
This guy is
the Count had
smashed.
only one launch, and that's under repair.
Russians are not the best mechanics. I'm afraid we'll have to be patient a few days longer.
By the way, I'm definitely not evil.
I feel as if I were living on borrowed time right now.
Speaking of that, perhaps now you'll tell us a little bit about who you are. Just sketchily, you know. Born, married, why I left my last job.
No. One moment, please. Mr. Rainsford need never explain who he is in my house.
No?
No, we entertain a celebrity, Miss Trowbridge.
Wait a minute. Don't tell me. Let me guess. I know. Flagpole sitter.
Oh, that poster.
I don't know what that means.
Some books. If I am not mistaken, this is Mr.
Like, it's
Robert
definitely
Rainsford,
simping for
who
someone.
hunts big
I'd say
game
I
so
simp for
adventurously.
Wayne Radio TV, but I've never donated any of his streams.
No,
I managed to get a month of,
I read all books on hunting.
I don't know what it's called, like a month subscription because somebody was giving them away in his chat and I got
Only in
lucky,
yours
but, like,
have
that's
we found a
it.
sane point of view.
What do you mean,
Oh,
say?
goodness, thank you, Logan Johnson, for the US
You do not
$4.99.
excuse what needs
Rawr.
to now, let me see, how did you put it?
XD.
Hunting is as much
Nuzzles.
a game as stud poker, only the limits are higher.
He speaks
You
more
have
like
put our
French.
case
I don't know.
perfectly, Mr. Rainsford.
He has a foreign accent, and that means he's evil.
Spirits. It is my one passion.
He sleeps all day and hunts all night. And what's more, Rainsford, he'll have you doing the same thing.
Sleep all night and I whack all day.
Don't encourage him. You know, he's had our 2 sailors so busy chasing around the woods after flora and fauna that we haven't seen him for 3 days.
But what are you hunting?
There it is. I was wondering when that was going to pop up.
I'll tell you. You will be amused, I know.
You will be
I have
amused.
done a rare thing.
I've done something
I have
crazy.
invented a new sensation.
It's called
And let's get
pornography.
sneaky with it.
What is this sensation, Count?
It's cocaine.
Rainsford. God made some men poets. Some he made kings. Some beggars. Me he made a hunter. My hand was made for the trigger, my father told me. He was a very rich man with 250,000 acres in the Crimea and an ardent sportsman. When I was only stirrup high, he gave
Allow
my
me to
first
tell you my
gun.
backstory.
My life has been one glorious hunt. It would be impossible for me to tell you how many animals I have killed. But when the revolution flamed up,
Look out.
victory storm.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Count Zaroff was so interesting, I didn't realize the danger.
I don't know what this lady's... Like, I'm just transfixed by this guy's terrible accent.
Oh, merely that I escaped with most of my fortune. Naturally, I continued to hunt all over the world. It was in Africa that the Cape Buffalo gave me this.
That must have been a close call.
You can tell I'm a bad guy because I have a scar.
Sometimes. However, in 2 months, I was on my way to the Amazon. I'd heard that the jaguars there were unusual.
I had to go kill Jeff Bezos.
No. No sport at all.
Well, conditions are bad everywhere these days.
One night as I lay in my tent with this head of mine, a terrible thought crept like a snake into my brain.
It was a
It
parasite.
was beginning to bore me.
Is that such a terrible thought, Count?
It is, my dear lady, when hunting has been the whip for all other passions. When I lost my love of hunting, I lost my love of life. Of love.
This is what depression looked like in the 30s.
Well, you seem to have stood it pretty well.
I even tried to sink myself to the level of the savage. I made myself perfect in the use
Uh-oh, here comes more 30s racism.
Tiger Woods?
Oh my god. That guy is just lost in the
That
sauce.
one up there.
This is my bow. I will shoot you with it later.
Even to this day, I prefer to hunt with it. But alas, even that was too deadly. What I needed was not a new weapon, but a new animal.
I'm about to do something crazy and frickin' evil, bro.
You found one?
Yes.
Bigfoot.
Here on my island, I hunt the most dangerous game.
Monopoly.
Game? You mean tigers?
Fortnite.
No. The tiger has nothing but his claws and his fangs.
I heard some queer beast howling back there along the water. Was that it?
Man, they were really just saying queer back then.
It's no use, Rainsford. He won't tell.
He's got his feet up.
He
He's
won't
so
even let you
friggin'
see his trophy
smashed.
room till he gets ready to take you on a hunt of a great what's it.
My one secret.
This is how.
I keep it as a surprise for my guests. Against the rainy
That's how
day
drunk
of
people
war.
talk.
Listen, old boy, you let me in on that game and I'll bet you I'd go for it. You know, Rainsford, he hasn't failed yet.
Listen, old boy, I'm gonna definitely be murdered first.
The judge of liquor, wizard of the contract, plays the piano, anything you want. He's a good host. And a good scout, eh, Count?
Yes, yes.
You want me to go hunting? All right, you just say the word. We're pals. We'll have a big party, get cockeyed and go
The
hunting.
weird voice is. I'm parodying this dude. Shut up.
You
I'm
come to my
funny.
place in the Adirondack sometime, see? We'll have a private
He
car,
might not be acting. I mean, it is like lore and legend that a lot of actors, just like back in the old days of Hollywood, were just drunk on set all the fucking time.
All right. Change the subject. Oh, I know. Play the piano, huh?
If you wish.
Good idea. Play the piano. Now leave it to me and I'll fix everything.
Perhaps the Count doesn't want to play.
Now there you go. It's just throwing cold water. Now leave me alone. I know where the piano is. I'm perfectly
Is the
sober.
piano gonna murder him?
Charming
I
simplicity.
do Shrek ASMR. Send me a script, bro. I'll figure it
He
out.
talks of wine and women as
I can't do a
prelude to
Scottish
the
accent,
hunt.
though.
We barbarians know that it is after the chase and then only that man revels.
It does seem a bit like cocktails before breakfast.
Of course, yes, you know the saying of the Ogandi chieftains. Hunt first the enemy, then the woman.
Oh, that's just like a double, like,
It is the natural instinct.
oh my god, racism and sexism in one
Even such a
go.
woman as this, until the blood is quickened by the kill.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. You Americans.
This is how the audience knows I'm evil. Because of the murder, not because of the sexism.
Then love. When you have known that, you will have known ecstasy.
Oh, Mark.
Bruh. You know,
Introducing Zaroff.
you don't have to
You
lift
work
that
game,
thing up to play the
and it's
piano, do
Frank
you?
Island hour. Come on, Count, now you're shown.
What do you suggest?
Oh, just a good
Play the
tune.
Maple Leaf
I'm not
Rag. That's a
hyper
classic.
last night. Just a good tune, see?
I see.
Sing us a song, yo, the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. You know we're all in the mood for a melody, and you've got us feeling alright. Oh, she thinks something's up. She's got him. Holy shit.
Oh, it's hunting dogs.
Keep your voice low and listen. It isn't true about the launch needing repairs. I had it leave the boathouse last night. It returned this morning.
You mean he's keeping you from returning to the mainland?
Yes.
Yeah, keep your voice down my ass.
Well, perhaps he enjoys the company of two very charming people.
Two, maybe. There were 4 of us a week ago. The other 2 have disappeared.
What do you mean?
I mean, they were killed, dumbass.
One of our sailors down to see his trophy. At the foot of those stone steps.
That iron door?
Yes. 2 nights later, he took the other there. Neither has been seen since.
Wait, he's been killing them in the trophy room? Seems kind of lazy.
Oh, be careful.
You know, the evil goatee witch is sus.
Will you smile as if I'd said something funny?
Now look here, you must be mistaken.
Not now. Applaud.
You know, I really think he's the imposter. I mean, he is pretty sus AF.
Thank you.
What did I tell you? Maximine Ivory, eh, Rainsford?
Splendid. Don't
I'll admit I'm no pro
I
riffer.
failed to hold the full attention of our audience.
Well, I expect it's rather difficult for Mr. Rainsford to concentrate on anything after all he's been through.
Oh, my dear lady, you are pleading for yourself. I can see the drooping of those lovely eyes. Excuse me. Provadeo Navarre.
You know, the Count's worse than a family governess. Every night he sends us off to bed like naughty children.
Oh, no, my dear. No.
I saw you making eyes at him, and honestly, I don't ship it.
There. You hear that, sis? Now trot along upstairs and don't bother us grown-ups anymore.
Well, after that, I guess I'll have to go. Good night, Mr. Rainsford.
Good night. We'll be seeing each other at breakfast.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, sis. We won't be seeing each other at breakfast.
Okay then. What a dick.
Oh, my dear Rainsford, I have been
Emergency
most
meeting
concerned.
this dude.
You must be feeling
Turn
the
up the
need of
movie
sleep.
audio. Alright, alright.
I'm just about all in.
Then Ivan will show
I'll
you
admit
to
it's
your
really
room.
quiet.
Oh, do you come to do?
Put it up a couple of decibels.
Oh, Martin, turn in early, please.
Don't worry. The Count will take care of me, all right.
Indeed I shall.
Indeed I shall. That was foreshadowing. I'm definitely going to murder that guy. Look at the zoom in. Look at my eyes. I know you're upset, but realistically you shouldn't be. He's a bit of a
Good night.
pig.
Sleep well.
Okay, if he's gonna kill him, he's gonna do it in a really shitty, lazy way.
Oh,
Poison.
well,
You gonna choke him
here's
out?
long life.
A long life.
Oh, the
Tell
irony.
me, Mr. Trowbridge,
I've poisoned that
are you
drink.
also fatigued?
Tired? Me? You know I'm not. You know,
Stop watching us
Rainsford,
from the
us two
stairs.
are just
You're
alike.
creeping us out.
Up all night and sleep all day. Well, good night. Well, what are we gonna do, huh? What's the big idea?
I thought that perhaps
The candle is poisonous.
tonight
I'm going to force feed it to you.
you would like to see my trophy room.
Your trophy room?
I'm sure you will find it most interesting.
I don't understand how you're
Say,
not
that's a
finding this
great
suspicious.
idea. Oh, now we're pals. No more secrets now, huh? We'll make a night of it.
I hope so, Mr.
Let's hope that they
Trowbridge.
actually show us what happens instead of cutting away for
Well,
dramatic
fun
tension.
together, huh?
Precisely, yes. Fun together.
Ah, boy, Connie, old boy, old
Man,
boy,
if this
Connie.
wasn't so sinister, I'd really think that this dude would think he's hitting on him. I'll rip that guy. Can we get F in the chat? Thank you. Thank you for F's in the chat. Oh shit, they're coming to get him. Well, say now, I don't appreciate somebody trying to break into my room, see? I just give him like a gangster voice. I don't know.
Please let me come in. I'm sorry to disturb you, but I'm frightened.
That dude is totally dead.
What was it, those dogs?
My brother. I've been listening for hours for him to come upstairs. I've just gone to his room. He isn't there.
Well, he's probably somewhere with a count.
That's just what I'm afraid of. Count
God,
Zaroff
this
is
guy
worse
is so
than
fucking dumb. Like,
my brother and me.
how does he not
You
get
don't
that
really
he's
think anything's
evil?
happened to your brother?
Oh, I don't know, but we've got to find him. Won't you help me?
Won't you help me?
Well, of course I'll help you.
I'm an attractive woman.
What
You
do you
must
think he's
help
on?
me.
Where did the others go?
The trophy room.
The iron door. I'll meet you downstairs in 5
World
minutes.
over heaven, I have no idea what you're saying. I'm gonna have like a serious egg on my face if somebody translates that later and it's something offensive. Aw, man. That's one of the Count's rats.
That's queer. It's unlocked.
I'm sorry, just hearing somebody say, like, just... I'm sorry, just the way he said it so suddenly, it really made me laugh. Old turn of phrase. It's fine. The Japanese was a JoJo reference. Oh yeah, I get the JoJo references, but I can't read Japanese, so it really means nothing to me. Oh shit. That's definitely made of clay, though. It's okay, dollface. That's clearly a clay statue. I can't do a 30s voice.
Zaroff, it's coming down.
Zaroff. Quick. I don't know the names of any of the characters in this movie. Ah, god damn it, it's the Anatomy Museum all over again. Fucking hate cleaning in there. Thank you for the heart, Mega Man. Yeah, for some reason it can't see us. Bring him over here. I'm doing evil things.
Where's my brother? Where's my brother?
You don't want to see what that is. This lady's an idiot. Like, why did you just reveal yourself to a guy that you think is a murderer?
You killed him. You killed my brother.
Acting.
Dennis! Who are you?
But now you have discovered the horrible truth. And I gotta tell you, I really should have locked that door. Is this copyrighted? I don't think so. I'm not getting any warnings, so
come, my dear
no.
Rainsford. I don't want to treat you like my other guests. You and I, we are hunters.
His accent is so inconsistent, like, even more than mine.
My dear
Yes, I
fellow,
just dropped the...
intended to tell
You
last
just dropped the
night,
title
but
of the
you know
movie.
it was, Miss Trowbridge.
You hunted him like an animal.
I know what you think, but you are wrong. He was sober and fit for sport when I sent him out. An hour or two strapped up in here brought him to his senses.
You raving maniac.
You raving
Yes.
maniac.
I'll take it off.
Into
When
the
we
sex
finish,
dungeon you
the
go.
stupid fellow tried to escape through the swamps of Fog Hollow.
Killing people is pretty
You see,
cringe.
when I first began stocking my
But you guys don't mind when yanderes do it.
So I established this
This guy's
token.
just a murderer, though. No
I
yandere
always
involved,
bring
which
them
is
beer
kind of
before the
disappointing.
hunt. An hour with my trophies, and they usually do their best to keep away from me.
Where do
You see,
get
it's all
these
part of
goods
my
from?
grand plan.
Providence provided my island with dangerous reefs.
But there are light buoys to mark the safe channel.
They do not always mark it.
You shifted them.
Precisely right.
Those are
Too
as fake
bad
as
you
the
are not
ASMR on this
Jews.
YouTube channel.
But at least it brought us together.
You take half-drowned men from ships you've wrecked and drive them out to be hunted.
I give them every consideration. Good food, exercise, everything to get them in splendid shape.
To be shot down in cold blood.
Oh, no. Oh, I admit with this annoying fellow. But usually I give them hunting clothes, a woodsman's knife, and a full day's start. Why, I even wait until midnight to give them the full advantage of the dark. And if one eludes me only till sunrise, he wins the game.
Suppose he refuses to be hunted.
Ivan is such an artist with these.
Is that Iron Maiden?
Invariably, Mr. Rainsford, invariably they choose to hunt.
And when they win,
Nobody wins.
To date, I have not lost. Oh, Rainsford, you'll find this game worth playing. When the next ship arrives, we'll have gorgeous sport together.
You murdering rat, I'm a hunter, not an assassin.
Come, Rainsford.
An assassin.
Say you will hunt with me.
Hunt men?
Hunt men.
Say you will hunt
Them
with me.
shadows.
No.
No.
What do you think I am?
Man, these close-up
One
shots.
here who dare not follow his own convictions to their logical conclusion. I'm afraid in this instance, Mr. Rainsford, you
This
may
guy has really
have
big
to follow
ears.
them.
What do you mean?
I shall not wait for the next ship. 4 o'clock. The sun is just rising. Ostekniki Darushniki.
Oh, thank you, All-Star, for the US 199.
Come, Mr.
That's so nice
Rainsford.
of you.
Let us not waste time.
Why is the guy holding an entire candelabra? Because it's the only prop they had. Oh yeah, I read some trivia. Apparently this was filmed. Yeah, that was loud. On the King Kong sets, but at night.
Your fangs and claws, Mr. Rainsford.
Who let her out? What the? Oh, thanks for subscribing, dude.
Ivan.
Thanks. Thanks a lot. Thanks.
What am I going to do?
I'm going to be hunted.
Oh, no, Miss Trowbridge. Outdoor chess. His brain against mine. His woodcraft against mine. And the prize?
The prize?
You may recall what I said last evening. Only after the kill does man know the true ecstasy of love.
Suppose you lose.
Love. They just met each other like half a day ago.
What shall I say?
God, the fucking 30s, man.
Between midnight and sunrise tomorrow.
Is this movie almost
Three
done?
to four bottles.
We're at a half. Yeah, we're almost like 2/3 of the way in. Don't worry about it.
Kill the female animal. If you lose, I can easily recapture her alive.
Wow,
All right.
good old 30s
I'll take her with me
sexism.
then.
Way to go.
Set him a trail you'll remember.
Oh my god, look at that old ass gun that dude had.
It's only fair to advise you against Fog Hollow. Outdoor chess, Mr. Rainsford.
Yes, somebody thinks that this is a clever metaphor, so I will say it again and again. Yeah, that's the King Kong sets. Gotta be. I've only known you for half a day, but I already love you.
We beat this thing.
The others didn't.
We will.
Man, I'm parroting my own ASMR roleplays at this point.
Come on, let's get going.
Wouldn't it be a lot harder to survive if there's like 2 of them? Like, I don't know, make it easier to spot them because there's more of them. Yes, I am ominous. 60 chess with time travel. I reject humanity and become monkey. I was considering doing a version of this where I would just like turn the sound off and read the subtitles to dub it, but I figured that'd be too much effort.
Come on. Just a little more of this, then easy downhill going. Soon be safe.
Please tell me she's not wearing heels. Gives me Mystery Science Theater 3000 vibes. I wouldn't be surprised if this has been on there. Thank you. Gaming. That's very nice of you.
No wonder he was so sure. This island's no bigger than a deer park.
Oh, Bob!
Man,
Come
that
on
is some
now.
fucking acting.
What are we going to do?
We
Yeah,
didn't
why
need
is he
trips to
still wearing a
shipwreck to
tie?
let this crazy manhunter worry us.
I guess, like, no, in the 30s, they didn't really have casual clothes.
Alone?
Everybody just
Leave
had to
you
be,
here
like,
with that
dressed to the
savage?
fucking nines all the
Not a
time.
chance. Now we've got to think of something to worry him.
Oh, you'd never get near him. He'd shoot on sight.
Weapons aren't everything in the jungle.
Is that like a knife or a...
Say,
is that a
did you
real
notice that
knife
leaning
or like
tree down there?
a wooden knife? What are we
The
talking
one we
here?
just passed.
Yes. Come on, I want to show you something.
Oh, no, wait, that's a real knife. It's just weirdly fake looking.
You see? If that supporting branch were cut away, this fallen tree would make a perfect melee deadfall.
A melee deadfall? What's that?
A
Yeah, what is
man-killing
that?
contraption the natives use.
Oh, God.
Stop that madman.
I wish I hadn't asked.
Trouble is, it takes
Fucking
quite a few hours
30s
to build.
racism.
He said he wouldn't follow till midnight.
That's right. If you help me, I think we'll have time. Come on, we'll cut some strong vines.
I mean, I'm more impressed that in the 30s they had wristwatches instead of just pocket watches.
Almost ready. Bracelet of yours makes a fine guide ring for my necktie.
He'll have been on his way almost an hour now.
Look out.
You remember in Black Butler when Ronald Knox had a wristwatch and everyone was really impressed? Because it wasn't a pocket watch.
Never known a living thing to get by one yet. Look here. You touch that trip line. You'll pull that trigger.
There's a green screen behind them.
Once that's loose.
No, I'm pretty sure that's just like old school effects. I don't think they had green screens back then. Look out. What the fuck is that?
We're ready.
It's the imposter. Look how sus they are. Who the heck is texting me? Oh my god, somebody keeps using my phone number to try to reserve a spot at some restaurant. Like, I'm not replying to this. I didn't reserve anything. Put in your friggin' phone number correctly. What is that? Okay. I thought he said he'd give him till midnight. What the fuck is this bullshit? I'm here. I see you, motherfucker. I can smell you. If I keep my eyes wide open, I have a better chance of spotting you. Oh, I'm too clever for that shit. Good try, bitch. You fucking wish that would have worked. Hawkeye ain't got shit on me. Really? Lady, I heard that. I'm coming after you.
Come out, Rainsford. Fight for longings. I'll not bungle this shot. You never
And you know, when he said he'd be hunting him across the island, I figured it'd be like a longer struggle, but he just found him like fucking immediately.
follow you into that ambush.
It's a bad Hanzo main.
Oh, very well. If you choose to play the leopard, I shall hunt you like a leopard.
Man, this guy can't keep his accent straight at all. Really? You know he's right there. I'm leaving to build up dramatic tension. Maybe the dumbest death out of any movie ever. Well, dude, he gave you a free arrow. Take that. Sensitivity is too high. Oh, in the book he intentionally prolongs it. Wow. What a Chad move. I'm doing what is known as a Chad move.
Why did he go?
He's playing with us. Like a cat with a mouse.
What do you mean?
You heard him say he'd hunt us as he'd hunt a leopard. It means he's gone for his high-powered rifle.
His rifle. Oh, Bob, we must get away from here. Run!
Eve, wait.
It's weird how she started calling him Bob. Like, that's such an unheroic name. In the book, there was no woman. Of course. Well, like, how are you gonna keep the lad's eyes on the screen without a beautiful dame? Sorry, Bob.
No, I tell you, no!
Don't stop! No!
Wait! That's Fog Hollow ahead.
How do you know?
The swamp where he caught the others. We haven't a chance of keeping ahead of him there.
But there's no place else to run.
That's just what he's counting on. We've got 2 hours till dawn. We've got to use our brains instead of our
Why
legs.
didn't you take the arrow with you?
And we'll have a man trap. Look.
Oh, makes me grin.
Hey audience, you remember seeing this in King Kong earlier?
Cover this over. When Mr. Zaroff falls down there, he'll be all through hunting.
I'm pretty sure he knows every inch of the island. Like he's gonna jump that shit. Oh my god. Leaves over the whole trick? Really? It's not that he could use the arrow. Yeah, but at the very least, he should have at least, like, broken it in half so he couldn't come back and get it. Fuck with him a little bit. Man. How do you even know how did you even know he was gonna come this way? How long is left? Are they all gonna die? There's less than 20 minutes. There's like 15 minutes left. What are we doing? Use the girl as a meat shield. I feel like she's gonna die. Unless that was against the movie code at the time for women to die. Here I come, with my enormous, ridiculous-looking 30s gun. I'ma shoot the plant. No witnesses. Oh, you thought that would get me? No fucking dice, bro. I will jump. You think I didn't see that shit coming? He basically uses the same trick twice.
Very
Yes.
good, Rainsford. Very good.
Fight me in Fog Canyon, bitch. Or Fog Hollow, whatever.
Look at your watch. Are you looking at it?
Are you looking at it?
An hour till sunrise.
Swamp or no swamp, we can keep ahead of him that long.
As you are doubtless saying, the odds are against me. You have made my rifle useless in the fog.
Why are you telling them that?
If I overcome that obstacle.
It's time to bring out the grenade launcher. Oh, come on. Is he calling us hunting dogs? That's cheating. Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? You know, hiring all of these dogs must have been mad expensive. It's like, I am activating my ultimate. What? Oh. Fuck them dogs. Okay, I'm gonna stop blowing this horn now. My throat is tired. Everyone gangster until I use kill everyone. His stand ability is summoning dogs. You know, if all these dogs die, that will definitely be a JoJo reference. It's gonna seem far less cliche in the story. Yeah, but it was like the 30s, so like Hollywood movies were like the bad guy has to have like a foreign accent and shit. them the Bumpus' hounds. Speaking of A Christmas Story, does anybody else feel like Tommy Lee Jones is transforming into the dad from that movie? To have an Insta? No, never have. Probably never will. I just don't find any joy in it. Look at them dogs go. Spent so much money on a friggin' fog machine. I see you found my gator. Or I don't know if it'd be a crocodile. The trick is to run zigzagged away from them, but I hope you don't know that. Play Among Us? No. Hashtag Florida. Interior crocodile alligator. I drive a Chevrolet movie theater. Just look out, that crocodile's gonna eat one of the dogs. Man, how fucking long is this chase scene? Was this considered thrilling in 1932? Because this isn't exactly like a Fast and the Furious chase. What are we doing? Stop asking about thighs, you sound like a creep. Look, that guy had thick thighs with his big puffy ass pants.
Those animals I cornered. Now I know how they felt.
Why doesn't he just shoot them? He can see them, right? Oh my god, I think she is wearing high heels. Am I crazy? Oh, he was too slow. I can't see her shoes from here, but I'm pretty sure she's wearing high heels. Bad vibes. Here I come. I've got my shotgun. Or maybe it's a sniper rifle. She's barefoot? Oh, okay. Couldn't be sure. No, the dog! No! Oh my god, just look at them. They're still running. Here I come. Get me a good shot to the camera. What did he just do? No! Was that his tie? Things are getting saucy. Look how much shoulder that woman is showing. Man. No! killing the dogs. No. Ah. No, my dog. I finally realized the error of my ways. It's not worth it if my dogs get killed. Allow me to smoke to relieve the tension. Finally, a movie where the bad guy wins. Oh, gross. Is that what I think it was? Was that what I think it was? Look at those totally real birds. I will play the piano. I am artistic, but I also kill people. If this movie was released in 2016 or later, I would have so many fangirls. I'm really losing the accent here.
Ahmed. Miss
A dead terrorist?
Bring her here. Now.
If it was 2020, there would be so much reader insert fanfic of me. Also, I'd probably be played by Benedict Cumberbatch. Man, is this the end of the movie? That kind of sucked. Excuse me while I go fucking ham. Oh shit! Look at him, he's so fucking hype about playing the piano. Son of a bitch. How did you survive? Where's my dog?
My dear Rainsford, I congratulate you.
The only reason you live is because the American audience wanted it that way.
You have beaten me.
If this was a foreign film, you would have died.
Oh, but of course I insist.
Do you still have the knife, or did you lose it?
Why, you're not even wounded.
You hit the dog, not me. I took a chance and went over with him.
That was pretty risky.
Clever trick, Rainsford.
If this wasn't a movie, you would have died
But you
anyway.
admit defeat. Here's the key of the boathouse.
Nice catch.
The door is in the trophy room. You and Miss Trowbridge may leave at once.
No!
God damn it. Wow. There was no choreography to this. They were just fucking going at it. Toss him over the couch. I'm gonna take on 2 guys at once, see? Oh no, I got tossed over a chair, now I'm dead. He's literally not moving. Top 10 best anime fights. Oh no, I am incapacitated. Where is my gun? This sleepover fight. Is he bleeding from getting pushed over a chair? When you step on a Lego. Let me get my big dramatic bow. I'm gonna get you, bitch. No! Do not fight me really pathetically. This is the 30s, we haven't invented fight choreography yet. See? And you guys said he wouldn't be able to use the arrow if he took it. You're dead wrong. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I really just need to back that up. I really need to back that up. I really, really need to back that up. I'm really sorry about this. That's a shot I cannot let go unanswered for. Kind of ship them, don't know their names though. Look, he dived towards the knife. The dude threw the knife and he dived towards the knife.
The boat, quick!
Also, how did, like, that one little tiny ass stab wound kill him? No, it didn't kill him. Good. That guy went over a waterfall and he didn't die. One tiny stab isn't gonna do anything. Here I come, motherfucker. Stop throwing knives. Okay. Stunts in the 30s were not all that good. That guy just broke his fucking back. Arrow go burr. I will get you regardless. I will shoot you from this window. It would be very dramatic. Oh no, my sudden arrow wound. It's too much. Clearly, I'm going to fall into the pit of my dogs and be eaten by them. It would be so dramatically ironic. F in the chat for me. I will now be consumed. Close the door on this movie. Bob. Alright. Resync by Fat Plank. Thanks, Fat Plank. It's nice of you. I don't know. I'm gonna back this up. Hold up. We need to put it back to the beginning. We have to rewind the tape. And that's the truth. You have to rewind the tape once you're done with it when you turn it to the video store, or else they'll have to do it themselves. It'll be really annoying. Be kind, rewind. Anyway, that wasn't all that good. I heard somebody say they had to watch that in English class. Like, are you serious? Why? We gonna rewatch it? No, I just need to rewind it for the next person who's gonna watch it. It's called being polite. Anyway. That was weird. But that was the first official fake ASMR movie night. What'd you guys think? It was a book. Okay, yes, it was a book. I didn't read that in English class. I read shit like Shakespeare. You guys liked it? Okay, good. That's awesome. Now, I don't know if I should end it here or if I should finish it off with another book by A.S. Mott that I found called Urban Legends, Strange Stories Behind Modern Myths. It's by the same guy that wrote that sick-ass Jimmy X Death fan fiction. Perfect 5 out of 7. I get that reference. I have to see post-credit scenes. I am the post-credit scene. What are you talking about? More riffs. I'm not a professional riffer. Anyway. I have a fake movie night. I've got my urban legends. Here's some page flipping ASMR. Sometimes I can be real. Usually not. You saw the questions and didn't answer them. Yeah, I don't have to answer your questions. I'm not beholden to every weirdo that leaves me a comment on the internet. I don't know. You're gonna go take a nap? Alright, goodbye, Stir. Nah, you know what? The Urban Legends book isn't all that interesting. But the good news is that I found another book by A.S. Mott, which is Fireside Ghost Stories, which I guess is a bit more homey than Campfire Ghost Stories. It's a little bit more indoors. But the skeleton on the front cover was reused for Campfire Ghost Stories Volume 2. Like, they literally just copy-pasted it. And then I think they, like, reversed it so that there were two skeletons on the front cover. They just mirrored it. I don't know. If you look up Campfire Ghost Stories Volume 2 and Fireside Ghost Stories, that is the same skeleton. Like, it's the same one. But before I read a story from this tome, which isn't a tome, it's just a regular book, I'm gonna go get some more water. Gotta get my talking juice. Scotch or vodka for the night. Slushies, bro. Always go for slushies. Haters gonna hate. Fight me in the street. Okay, my pitcher is almost, like, my pitcher just ran out of water filling up this glass, so we can't do this for too long. Gotta bounce. I understand that y'all are like, the movie is over, I'm going home. And I understand that. Most people don't want to stay for the movie night after the movie ends. Don't wanna do the post-film discussion. But, the fun is not over. I've got some questionable stories for you. I'll try to find a short one. It's 5 a.m. Well, where you are, sure. I've been trapped in a movie theater playing Rango for the last 11 years. That's not that good of a movie. It is Friday. Oh, yeah. Keep it up, it's a Friday night. These stories are a little bit longer because they've got, like, breaks in the middle. Oh, here's a good one. It's another story about a kid having to stay at a relative's home for an extended amount of time. Now, if you recall, with Sammy, this didn't go so well, so maybe it'll go better for Jeremy, and this story is called Jeremy's Summer. Hold on, maybe I can find the Starfield again for you guys. You can, like, there's something to actually friggin' look at whilst I read this. Don't worry about a thing. Yes. I'll get that started over here. And go for it. How's that looking? Perfect. Enjoy the Starfield, everybody. Now let's get to reading. Okay, hold on. Alright. Nope, things are looking fine here. Great. This summer wasn't like the others Jeremy had spent at his grandmother's. It didn't speed away in a blaze of time that went by so fast the days bled into each other, and weeks ended before you realized they had even began. Instead, it passed slowly and wistfully, and left the young boy with plenty of time to finish all the projects he had dreamed about during the long school year. Jeremy assumed that this slow passage of time was because this year it was just he and his grandmother staying at her beautiful seaside home. His parents had decided to go somewhere else for their vacation, and this couldn't have pleased him more. He loved his parents, but they always had plans about what to do during the day, and he preferred to just wake up and find things to do on his own. Of all the summers he could remember, this one was easily the best. Why is Jeremy such a boring name? It's pretty generic. That's fair. Jeremy was 10, and was completely normal for his age. He was the right size and the right weight, and he had ordinary brown eyes and short brown hair. His imagination was both as simple and as complicated as that of his peers, overtaken as it was by tales of supermen and dinosaurs and robots 100 feet tall. So he's into kaijus. The only thing that was extraordinary about him was how completely average he was. His grandmother, on the other hand, was an extraordinary person. She was 68, but could easily pass as someone 20 years younger, thanks to her high cheekbones and the slim figure she kept as the result of her many different hobbies. Her hair was a brilliant silver, and she always kept it looking modern, not wanting to be one of those women who wore the same hairstyle as when they were 40. She was fun and energetic, but she always knew when to leave Jeremy alone and let him play by himself. She was an excellent baker, and Jeremy had come to look forward to the Fridays when she would bake cookies. She never made the same kind twice, and she never yelled at him when he stole one from the counter while they cooled. With one exception, she never lost her temper. She would scold him when he misbehaved, but she never became frightening or impatient, except on those rare occasions when he tried to go into the basement. So you see, it's the opposite. You see, in Sammy's story, he was trying to get in the attic. In this story, he's going to be trying to get in the basement. You feel me? Is Jeremy's grandmother Lisa? Shit, maybe. Maybe he's a JoJo, secretly. It's like, your birth name was, I don't know any other Joe names that haven't been taken. Your birth name was Joe Mama. Anyway. It had been a super lazy day, and Jeremy had become bored playing with his miniature cars in his bedroom. With a tired sigh, he had lifted himself off the floor and walked downstairs with the hopes of persuading his grandmother to play a couple rounds of Go Fish with him. But as he walked around the house, it became clear she wasn't there. He looked outside, because she had recently taken up watercolors and liked to paint the view from her backyard, but she wasn't there either. He started shouting for her, but she didn't respond to any of his calls. The only place where he thought she could be was the basement, a place she had warned him about many times. She had told him that it was dark as night down there, and that there were things inside that dreamed of eating little boys. Well, this may have fooled him when he was 7 or 8. Jeremy was now old enough to know that she was probably just trying to scare him with her tales of monsters in the dark. Still, as mature as he was, he had to admit that she had done a very good job. Jeremy hated the dark, and his fear of what could hide in its claustrophobic blackness had kept him, despite his growing curiosity, from exploring the one part of the house that had been declared off limits. Grandma's seeming pretty sus. It's actually just a normal basement. What are the odds? What would be the odds? How old is Jeremy? He's 10. but there was something about being alone in the house on this quiet day that allowed his courage to build, and after he had checked out every other available nook and cranny and still failed to find his grandmother, he decided that today was the day to discover the truth. Although he was apparently alone in the house, he still crept guiltily towards the door, as if at any time his granny could jump out of nowhere and catch him in the act. He made it to the door and grabbed its doorknob, but before he could turn it, it began to turn all by itself. He let go and stepped away. He let go and stepped away from the door, which opened slowly and revealed a tall, slim figure. "What are you doing?" his grandmother shouted at him as she appeared from the darkness that surrounded the basement's entrance, causing his heart to almost stop and his body to physically jump in the air with fright. He tried to explain that he was just looking for her, but she didn't want to hear excuses. "What did I tell you about the basement?" she yelled as she turned and locked the basement door with a key Jeremy had never seen before. He looked down at the floor and shuffled his bare feet with a mixture of shame and embarrassment. "I'm not supposed to go in there," he mumbled to his toes. That's right. He'd never heard her sound so angry before. He couldn't understand why she was so mad. Listen, dude, I'm a fucking fangirl. You think I don't know what doujinshi is? And I've already read the JoJo's ones. Don't take me for a fucking fool. Now go to your room and stay there until you can learn to understand the rules. With his head hung in shame, Jeremy trudged back upstairs to his room and went back to joylessly playing with his toy cars while he pondered his grandmother's strange change in demeanor. He was too young to understand that what he interpreted as her wrath was instead a very palpable fear. There was something in that basement that scared her, and she did not want Jeremy to find out what it was. Bro, fucking spoilers. A couple of hours later, she knocked on his door to tell him that she had just made some triple chocolate chip peanut butter cookies and that he could come out and have one if he wanted. To Jeremy's surprise, he said no thanks. For the first time in his life, he didn't want a cookie. Clearly guilt-stricken by her outburst, she returned to his door several times with offers of a game of cards, a video, and a trip in her canoe. He said no thanks to all of them and stayed in his room, imagining what would have been in the basement to make it off limits. First, he thought of the monsters he had seen on television, the vampires and the werewolves and the zombies stitched together out of other people's spare parts. I think it's inappropriate for a 10-year-old to be watching those movies. They have ratings for a reason. Then he thought of the dangers his parents always warned him about, like the strangers who carried candy and the neighbor's dog that didn't play well with children. He imagined that the basement was filled with 1,000 different natural dangers, like quicksand, lava, and poisonous snakes. The more he thought about the basement, the more excited he became. In his mind, he envisioned every adventure that was denied to a 10-year-old, and even though he knew there was no way any of those things could be down there, he was overcome by curiosity about what really was. This gets ridiculous. It's just Granny's trophy room. The basement is the usual spot for lava storage. Maybe it's where she makes her cookies, yeah. Eventually, his granny was able to coax him out of his room with an offer of hot dogs for supper. As he Oh man, I think I might get demonetized just for saying that. Guys. I know, mind in the gutter, but come on. It actually fucking says this, dude. Okay. I'm gonna read it. As he slathered his wiener with mustard and relish, his thoughts of the basement vanished and stayed away for the rest of the day. That's... Fuck you, ASMot. You knew what you were doing. The classic American hot dog. Fuck. Poor choice of words. Oh, man. Okay. The next morning, though, proved to be just as lazy and humdrum as the one before it, and Jeremy battled boredom by dreaming up a way to get into the basement. He spent the whole morning lying on his bedroom floor and imagining new things he might find down there, before he became distracted by one of his action figures and decided to engage his plastic troops in a massive battle. This became the pattern he followed through the next week and a half. Jeremy would get up and start thinking about the basement and how he could get in there, but before he could make good on his plans, he would find something else to do, and the day would pass with his curiosity unsatisfied. He now watched his grandmother much more carefully than he had before. Having dreamed of 1,000 different reasons he couldn't go down there, he began to wonder what kind of person would keep those things in her home. He started following her and watched for any suspicious behavior, like her returning from the store with a large plastic bag of strange meat or a jumbo-sized doggy bone to feed what was down there. But nothing she did seemed very out of the ordinary. The only thing he noticed was that around 11 in the morning every Tuesday, she would slip into the basement. 20 minutes later, she would come back. 20 minutes later, she would come back out, always with a look of wistful regret. Jeremy could tell that whatever she did down there, it made her sad. Is she making YouTube videos? Oh man, yeah, she's just making drugs. The only way she can feed this kid is by selling them. Obviously. Finally, after seemingly endless days of daydreaming and planning, Jeremy decided that he could wait no longer. He simply had to find out what was down there. To do that, he would have to find out where his grandmother kept the key that opened the basement door. Or he could just get a power drill. That fucking kid. A fucking page dedicated to how this kid got a door off its hinges. The audacity. Maybe Grandpa's in the basement. Oh shit, maybe. While she was out painting in the backyard, he sneaked into her bedroom and went through her drawers. In one of them, he came across a framed picture of himself with his grandmother and his parents. He remembered that it had been taken just before his parents left for their vacation. He wondered why she kept the picture in a drawer and not on a table somewhere where everyone could see it. As he looked at it, it occurred to him that his parents hadn't called him once over the course of the summer. Tears came to his eyes when he suddenly realized how much he missed them. Can't relate. Yonder, Granny. I'm getting the feeling the parents are fucking dead and she's just not telling the kid. I don't actually remember the ending to this one. His grandmother had told him that there were no phones with they gone, and they kept in touch by sending him postcards, but he still longed to hear their voices and feel the warmth of their bodies as they enveloped him in a good long hug. Hoping she wouldn't notice, he took the picture out of its frame and slipped it into his back pocket. He put the frame back and searched the rest of the drawers for the key, but he came up empty. With a knot of impatience and desire tightening in his stomach, Jeremy realized that the only way to find out where she kept the key would be to see her getting it. He had to wait 3 very long and boring days before the next Tuesday arrived. When it did, he sprang out of bed and dressed in what he believed was his most inconspicuous outfit. A black t-shirt and camouflage pants. They really do make you invisible. Oh, do you think she's stealing their life force? Damn, bro. A trench coat. While there was no foliage to hide in inside the house, he was still convinced his clothes would help keep him out of sight. Before he left his room, he retrieved the picture he had taken from his grandmother's room and looked at it before he folded it carefully and put it into his pocket. He had spent a lot of time over the past few days looking at that picture, and there was something about it that didn't seem right. He didn't know what it was, but there was something about the way his grandmother looked that didn't seem normal. His heart racing with excitement, he left his room and joined his grandmother downstairs, where she already had his breakfast of bacon and pancakes on his special plate. With a look of deliberate nonchalance, he poured a mountain of syrup over everything and ate slowly, his eyes never once leaving his grandmother's figure. What was that? Oh, jeez, what the heck? Thanks, dude, for subscribing. Thanks. Anyway. Is something wrong, Jeremy? She asked him, having noticed the way he was watching her. Nope, Jeremy answered as he tried to figure out how the woman in front of him was different from the woman in the photograph. Are you sure? Uh-huh. They both finished eating, and she gathered their plates, washed them, and cleaned up the kitchen while Jeremy sat and watched her. You can go watch a video if you want, she told him. He usually ran off as soon as she picked up his plate, but today he just shook his head and watched her. What? Thanks. If you're in the chat, you're under arrest. I broke copyright law. Do you want to help me? She asked. He nodded, then got up and grabbed a dry dish towel and rubbed it against the wet plates she had just washed off. He was unusually quiet, and his eyes never left her. When they finished cleaning up, she went to gather her easel and paints and set them up outside. He followed her, and she assumed that he was just feeling lonely, so she chatted with him as she began to paint, but he stayed quiet and responded with only 1 or 2 word answers. You're acting strange today, she told him. He just shrugged, and she stopped talking to him. An hour and a half passed before she quit painting and put everything away. It was almost 11 a.m. Jeremy, she said to him, I've got an errand I have to do, so could you do me a favor and go to your room and play with your toys in there for a while? He nodded silently and went into the house. Granny isn't the real one. The real one's in the basement. Didn't M. Night Shyamalan make a movie like this? I think so. Anyway. She went back into the house and slipped the supplies into the hallway cupboard. Before she closed it, she looked around to make sure the coast was clear. Satisfied that she was alone, she pulled out what looked to be a bottle of aerosol freshener. She unscrewed its top and turned it upside down. A key fell out of its empty interior and into her hand. You know, it'd be a lot easier just putting it on the top shelf where a 10-year-old couldn't reach it. You never see it up there. She screwed the top back onto the can and put it back into the cupboard. She then closed the cupboard and walked to the basement door, opened it, and disappeared down the stairs. Jeremy couldn't believe he had gone so long without making a noise. He spent the whole time crouching behind a chair in the living room. It faced the hallway, and he saw where his grandmother hid the key. As quietly as he could, he walked to his room and waited for night to fall, both excited and terrified that he would at last find out the truth. Okay, this is getting good. When she came back from the basement 20 minutes later, Jeremy's grandmother noticed that the boy's strange demeanor had vanished and that he seemed to be back to his normal playful self. She allowed herself to stop worrying and spent the rest of the day pursuing her different hobbies. After dinner, they watched a video about the adventure of a group of animated dinosaurs. Oh, fuck, they watched Land Before Time. And then it was time for bed. Jeremy's grandmother tucked him in and kissed him on his forehead, as she always did, and he smiled and wished her good night. She then turned out his lights and closed his door on her way out. As soon as she was gone, he reached over to his little bedside table and pulled out a small flashlight from its cupboard. They've always got to have a flashlight. He turned it on underneath his covers and used it to once again study the picture of his family. As he stared at it, he finally figured out why his grandmother looked so strange in it. She looked younger, and not just a little bit. This wasn't the result of fortunate lighting or well-applied makeup, but a genuine difference in age. The picture had been taken at the beginning of that summer, but the woman in the picture had to be at least 10 years younger. Her face was less wrinkled, and her hair still had patches that had not yet turned gray. This discovery led Jeremy to only one possible conclusion. The woman who had just tucked him in was not his grandmother. Sometime during the summer, she had replaced his real grandmother. He remembered the video he'd once watched at his friend Alex's house. They had gotten only halfway through it before Alex's mom turned it off, saying it wasn't appropriate for kids their age. It was about how a group of aliens had started to take over people's bodies and assume their identities. Invasion of the Body Snatchers? It was now clear to him that an alien had snatched his grandmother's body, yep, and that its natural alien lifespan had caused it to age faster than a normal human. Downstairs in the basement, there was either some kind of spaceship, or, he hoped, his still-alive real grandmother. Okay. He waited for several torturous hours before he crept out of bed and slowly opened his door, which managed to creak despite his best efforts. As quietly as he could, he tiptoed along the upstairs hallway and down the stairs. Each little noise he made sounded like a horrible cannon blast to his ears, and after each one he would freeze to make sure he hadn't woken the alien up. He got downstairs and slowly made his way to the hallway cupboard. He opened it, and using his flashlight, found the fake aerosol can with fake aerosol can in which the key was hidden. Unfortunately, it was on the top shelf, and he couldn't reach it. Having gone too far to stop, he went to the kitchen and grabbed one of the light. Okay, fuck it, I'm not reading this paragraph. He got the aerosol can. Just an extraneous detail. Just get to the fucking point, dude. Though his movements were slow and deliberate, Jeremy's heart was beating so fast he could feel it thumping in his chest. He tried to calm himself down as he slipped the key into the doorknob, but the thought of what he was going to find behind the door was so thrilling and scary, his heart began to race even faster. He turned the key and opened the door. All he saw before him was darkness. He shone his small flashlight into it, but the darkness was so vast it quickly swallowed up all the light. Jeremy tried to find a light switch at the top of the stairs, but there was none. The true horror is not having any light switches, clearly. A second. I just realized that the starfield is like way to the left. Slide to the right. There we go. My bad. Anyway, I'll finish this off. Real monsters, poor lighting placement? Yes. Take it back now, y'all. Jeremy was suddenly overcome with the desire to close the door and run back to his room, but he fought this urge and slowly stepped into the darkness. He made his way down the stairs, which felt old and splintery against his stockinged feet. That's a weird sentence. He moved his flashlight around and caught only glimpses of a dirt floor and the stone walls. It was cold, and he felt goosebumps rise out of his skin. He listened for any signs of life, but only heard the house's normal quiet moans and creaks. He got to the last step and felt the coldness of the floor as he stepped onto it. He turned and with his flashlight caught a glimpse of a string hanging in front of him. He reached for it and found it and gave it a sharp tug. All at once, the basement was filled with light, and Jeremy saw that there was no spaceship and no sign of his real grandmother. Instead, all he saw was a large, ornate, rectangular box surrounded by about a dozen unlit candles. Jeremy had seen coffins before, but this one seemed way too small. Unless it was built for a midget, he couldn't think of any adult who could fit inside it. He had started to walk towards it when he heard his grandmother's voice. Oh, it's getting good. "Jeremy, don't," she said softly, her voice full of sadness and regret. Jeremy whirled around and saw her standing at the foot of the basement stairs. She was dressed in her nightgown, and she didn't look angry at all. There were tears in her eyes, and it looked as if she was shaking. "Granny, what is that?" he asked her, confused and frightened by her sadness. An avalanche of grief overcame her face, and she began to sob. Her legs weakened, and she sat down on the basement steps. Jeremy forgot all about his alien theory and rushed over to comfort her. He wrapped his arms around her and she hugged him as tightly as she could. "It's okay," he whispered to her. "You don't have to tell me." Hearing this, she managed to stop crying and shook her head. "No, it's about time you found out. It's too soon for me, but it is still time." With the sleeve of her nightgown, she wiped away her tears and motioned for Jeremy to sit beside her on the step. They sat like that together for several minutes before she found the strength to speak. "You were so young," she finally managed. "I wasn't ready to let you go. John and Sherry had led a good life. They'd found each other and had you, so even though I missed them so much, I could accept that they were gone. But you were just a child. You had been robbed of a life, and I'd been robbed of all the time we could have had together." "I don't understand," Jeremy whispered to her. "The three of you had come over here for just 2 days. Usually you would come here for the whole summer, but that year you three were going to Hawaii. You spent the night and left the next morning for the airport. On the way there you were hit by a semi driven by a trucker who had been on the road for 40 hours straight. No one survived." Jeremy just stared at her. She wasn't making any sense to him. "For 6 months after that I was consumed with grief. You had been stolen from me, and I would do anything to get you back. And anything is what I did." Give me a second here. This is kind of dumb. Oh yeah, he got isekai'd. Clearly. "I started studying books about magic and the paranormal. I became obsessed with the idea that I could bring you back, but the more I studied, the more it became clear that a complete resurrection would be impossible. So I settled for the next best thing. I went to the graveyard where you were buried, and I dug out your coffin. I brought it back here, and each week, on the day and at the hour the accident occurred, I perform a ceremony that summons your spirit and brings you to this house." Jeremy shook his head. He began to speak, but she gently grabbed his head and whispered to him, "Jeremy." She tried her best to sound brave and comforting. "You're a ghost." "You're a ghost, Harry." He began to cry. "No, that's not true," he insisted. "You're lying." "No," she kissed his forehead. "I'm not." If he's a ghost, how does he fucking eat? "I want my mom and dad," he began to sob. "I know you do," she said, hugging him to her side. "But they're gone." "The postcards," he protested. "I sent those." "That's not true. You're lying to me. Aliens lie." "Aliens? You're an alien." He grabbed the photograph from one of his pajama pockets. "See, you don't look like my grandmother." His grandmother took the photo from his hand and smiled sadly. "We took this the morning before you left that day. I do look different, don't I?" "Yeah," Jeremy sniffled. "This picture was taken 10 years ago." She slathered a ghost wiener. Oh my god, Gabelin, gross. Dude. He's 20? Shit, I guess he is 20. "No, it wasn't. We took it at the start of this summer." Jeremy's grandmother nodded sadly, and suddenly Jeremy knew that she was right, and everything she said was true. "I'm sorry," he apologized. "For what?" "I shouldn't have gone into the basement." "That's okay." They sat quietly on the step for several minutes before she spoke again. "It's time that I let you go." "What?" He didn't understand. "I've kept you here long enough. It's time that I let you pass on." "You don't want me here?" "Of course I want you here. But now that you know the truth, don't you want to leave?" "Why would I want to do that?" "Well, you could see your parents for a start." Jeremy thought about this. "But can't I wait until the summer ends?" "Of course you can, if that's what you want." His grandmother smiled. "That's what I want." This isn't really like a scary story. I guess like they're campfire ghost stories, so they're just like stories that involve ghosts, but like they're not really scary, just ghosts are in them. Thanks for the US 99. I'm not saying your name out loud. It's really inappropriate. $0.99. Just for that. I'm not saying your name. Get a haircut and get a real job. Try not to get demonetized, bro. His grandmother began to cry once again, but this time her tears were full of joy. When she finished crying, the two of them stood up and went to their rooms and went back to bed. The next morning, they got up and did not say a word to each other about what had happened the previous night. The decades passed and the summer continued, and as it did, Jeremy's grandmother began to look nothing like the woman in the picture. She became weaker, her skin became more wrinkled, and she grew thinner. Eventually, she spent most of her days in bed, where Jeremy kept her company by playing Go Fish and listening to her stories. She always got up on Tuesday mornings, though, until finally she could not get up at all. Jeremy cried when he found her. He called 911 and hid away when they came. They took her away, and Jeremy spent a lonely week inside the empty house. The summer was ending, and slowly, as the days passed, he began to fade away. On the last day, he lay down in his bed and closed his eyes to sleep. When he opened them, he saw his grandmother standing above him. She looked much younger than he'd ever seen her before, but it was definitely she. That's weird sentence structure. Shouldn't it be like, but it was definitely her? Behind her, he saw his parents. They looked just like he remembered them. Jeremy smiled. As he sat up, he knew that this dream would last even longer than the summer had. And that's the end of the story. That was... Okay, I'm done. That was weird. I mean, listen, it's not as bad as Sammy, but, like... I don't know. What is the tagline for this? No, it's just gather around and enjoy these fireside ghost stories. They're scary and sometimes heartwarming. I mean... When they say fireside ghost stories, the theming is, like, obviously Christmas, because the fireside that the ghost is sitting next to is, like, it's got the Christmas decorations and presents next to it. This is bad. I don't know if A.S. Mott is still alive, but... Do you think I could hire him to fight me? God damn it, I'm not saying that line again. Anyway. Where are we? Well, that was a lovely little stream that I just did. Very fabulous. Very hype. Very kawaii. As I am. Anyway. I think he was born in the 70s. I've only ever managed to find, like, one picture of him, and it was, like, a profile on Ghost House Publishing's website. Make a channel named Storytime. No, I don't think I can do that, because technically, what I'm doing is kind of breaking copyright law, like, Also, all these books have numbers on them. This is number 37, and Urban Legends is number 45. A.S. Mott wrote 45 of these fucking books. Motherfucker was just putting them out there. He was getting it ready. He was getting it done. I wish I could write that fast. God. Speaking of ghosts, that's a bit of a hint for tomorrow's video. I'll just say that. No more hints after that. And, yeah, but, I can't do a channel that is specifically dedicated to reading these stories because, yeah, I would probably get copyright claim for that and maybe sued. They're not in the public domain. They were released in, like, 2004, so, yeah. He needed the book income to pay for the mustard. God. Well, anyway. We had a good movie night and a post-movie book reading. I think I'm good to leave. Okay. You want me to sing? I'll sing us off. I hear her voice in the morning as she calls me. Radio reminds me of my home far away. Driving down the road, I get a feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Yesterday. Country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama. Country roads take me home. Okay, bye.